Hey, everybody, it's Dr. Goggin from Possibility Doc. And I've got Coach Josie from
Western Washington University.
And we are the Startup Sisters. We're here today to get you exercising, to help you figure out how you can start something new in your life. It's going to be so amazing. And today, what are we talking about?
We're talking about getting you exercising, teaching you how to start and continue exercising.
Because that's really, that's hard, is to keep it going, right? You know, it's like, oh, I have so many reasons why I don't feel like exercising in my day. And so these are the things we're going to help you overcome. So Coach Josie, and Josie specializes in sports psychology, which is really fun. And I know that you've been learning a lot about how to make people be able to set goals and have them keep on going. Tell us a little bit about your idea of setting some basic exercise goals.
Yeah, so when you're goal setting, you really want to think about where your current exercise or fitness level is and make your goals, we call them SMARTS goals, which stands for specific, measurable, adjustable, action-oriented, realistic, time-sensitive, and self-determined.
Awesome. So specific, like I'm going to decide, okay, well, let's say I don't exercise at all. And I'm going to start with, okay, I'm going to do 5 minutes. I'm going to do 5 minutes a day. It's very specific and that's measurable. And then what if I do 5 minutes and it's actually too much for me? And some people, it might be too much, or it's just super easy. You can turn it up and down. And that'd be realistic. And also what does that time sensitive mean? Just like it's a time thing?
More like setting a time goal. So like I want to run an 8:30 pace for half marathon on this date. So I have 12 weeks to do this.
And it's at this moment that we should mention that Josie can run long distances. So Josie's a runner. I'm the person who needs to get exercising. And so part of this is that Josie is going to pull me along and we're going to watch how you can begin from where I am just starting, or you can set amazing goals if you are somebody who's already experienced running. So are you working on any kind of goals right now, Josie, in your own fitness?
Mostly I'm just trying to maintain a little bit of running as I work through school.
Yeah. I mean,
into future races, though, for sure.
Right. Because Josie is actually Superwoman because she's working tons and taking a full load and just doing a lot of things. So, and then self-determined. You don't want anybody to tell you what to do, right? We want to be mistresses of our own destiny, right? So, I think that the main thing is that we make a decision that we're going to start, right? Absolutely. And then how do we stick to it? What are those tips when we're talking about how we're going to stick to it?
Adherence mainly comes down to your 3 basic psychological needs. And those are autonomy, relatedness, and competence. Okay. And if you can really master those, maybe not even master them, but try and get those at least satisfied in your exercise world, then you're way more likely to adhere to your exercise plan.
Yeah. So that's like, if I'm feeling like I am in control, right? That's autonomy. And that I can meet the goals that I'm putting out there for myself, that I'm able to do the thing. And it's not too hard, right? So if I made a plan to go out and run 10 miles, I totally fail and I would feel bad about myself. And so, but then the last one, relatedness. I don't know exactly how to think about that with relatedness. What does that mean? It's easy to relate to?
Or that you just have a sense of belonging in the activity that you're doing.
Oh, right. You're with friends.
Run with a friend.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I love that. Well, it's certainly, I think that, starting habits, and that's something we're going to do a whole video just on the habit piece. Maybe that should be the next one. What do you think, Josie?
Yeah.
Okay. So Coach Josie and I, our next video, so make sure you watch it. It's going to be about how to put amazing habits in place. And I think that for me, I need to have a vision of my future self so that when I'm doing the habit, I'm like, I'm doing it for her. I'm doing it for her. If I do this thing, I'm going to become that person that I really want to be. So I have to relate to my future self, but we'll have a lot of tips more on habit change. So, moving right along, what about how much physical activity should we do? Something that's been debated, but I know that we've got some guidelines, and this is, the physical activity guidelines have been set, and they've been pretty constant for a while. And as a doctor, I tell people this in my practice, you're shooting for at least 150 minutes a week, right? 150 to 300 minutes. And that's like 5 workouts that last a half an hour to an hour during your week. Okay. So that's what we're shooting for. If you're not there, it's okay. All right. Or there's some other options that could be considered equivalent. Josie, jog my memory on that.
You want to do, if you're not doing moderate level intensity, then at least 75 minutes of high intensity. And you also want to include some strength training at least 2 days a week.
Right. Oh my gosh. And there's another great video that we're going to do on how you can do strength training super fast. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that. So you guys, it's really exciting. I'm glad you're with us. And then the other thing I remember, because I am actually taking my anti-aging boards pretty soon, is that for longevity, your optimal, the sweet spot for longevity is actually 3 to 5 times the recommended guidelines. So, you know, that's like 15 workouts that are 30 to 60 minutes, or you're running, yeah, well, so, you know, 3 times, that's just working out longer, basically. So that's a sweet spot if you want to live a really long time. But here's the big thing. What are people doing now? Coach Josie, tell us the sad truth of it.
Most people are not meeting these goals. Actually, I think only 1 in 5 adults are meeting these guidelines. So these shouldn't be your short-term goals of meeting these guidelines. It might be a longer goal for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's right now, nobody, especially with the pandemic, you may be watching this while we're still in the pandemic. Hopefully we're going to be out of it soon. But in the pandemic, we've gotten wider, and activity has gone down because we're not going out, we're not going to the gym. So it's like another pandemic within the pandemic. And this is so important because the fact is that sitting is a risk factor for death. I mean, prolonged sitting is a risk factor. You have poor blood flow, you have increased inflammation, you actually have poor executive function with long sitting. That means your memory, your deciding ability. So we really want you even just to do a tiny bit. And so this is why have you ever heard of an exercise snack? So Coach Josie, okay, we're going to do an exercise snack right now. Ready? Here we go. Woo! This is an exercise snack. Wait, no, you got to move your arms really. So in a minute, you're going to feel like, oh, I feel so much better. Okay, now put your hands down. Don't you feel different?
Yeah.
I mean, not just embarrassed, but you feel better when your body moves even a tiny bit. So everybody, exercise snacks, right? Don't go get something out of that machine, right? You're going to take a little exercise snack, do out of your chair, 10 squats, or just jog in place, or do a little bit of dancing. All right. And so how long of a workout should it be? You know, optimally 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes is plenty. Yeah. And you know, that's, I've heard about high intensity interval training. What's your experience with that, Coach Josie? What do you think of like going hard and then resting, and going hard, like doing sort of that kind of HIIT training? What do you think about that?
I think it's fun and it has different benefits, and I think it really helps for people who enjoy that. I mean, it's important to be able to choose your own kind of exercise, and that gives you a chance to get your heart rate way up and then bring it back down and really have a good short exercise.
Yeah. You know, one thing I've said to people is something called 3, 2, 1, done. And that is 3 minutes at sort of a, 50%, like whether it's jogging in place or your elliptical. And then you rest and totally let your heart rate come down. And then you do 2 minutes at like 75%. So you're pushing it harder, 2 minutes. And then totally let your heart rate come down. Like, I mean, I actually lay down and I put my feet up in the air until I feel all rested. And then I hit it for up to a minute at 90%. I imagine that I'm trying to save my children from a burning building. That's how I get myself to go. And that's a great workout for me, and it doesn't last very long at all. Yeah. But this is one way. The other way, I like this MICE. MICE. What does MICE stand for, Josie, Coach Josie?
Moderate intensity continuous exercise.
And that is like
jogging.
Yay, jogging, right? Yeah. So jogging, cycling, brisk walking, all of these are just great. And one thing is, if you can do like little exercise snacks, like have a mouse at lunch as your exercise snack, some walking at lunch, getting outside is so good for you, right? Because there's other good things that come. And this is something Coach Josie knows better than anybody, because sports psychology is her specialty. Tell us about how it benefits your mood.
exercising for only 5 to 20 minutes of even light to moderate activity can decrease your state anxiety. So just the kind of anxiety that you're feeling in the moment. And 10 continuous weeks of exercise decreases your overall anxiety. I think they would call that trait anxiety.
It boosts your mood. I mean, I know that it's effective for depression. I mean, honestly, if I could pick whether I was putting somebody on an antidepressant or putting them on an exercise protocol, I believe that the exercise protocol will be at least as effective and probably more effective if they keep it going in the long run. I mean, for resilience, stress management, it lowers your inflammation in your body. It's just, there's so many benefits to just a little bit of exercise. Okay, let's think about one last thing. Let's say we have some kind of a barrier, like a physical barrier to exercise. Let's think of creative ways that we can help people think about getting started. If, let's say, you've had knee injuries in the past, what kind of things from a sports physiology, a kinesiology, which is Coach Josie's field, would you suggest for someone?
I think you want to do more low impact activities. That includes maybe even just walking, cycling, swimming. And then also strength building for the muscles that support your joints is really important.
Right. And so this, of course, what a great segue into my favorite current topic, which is blood flow restriction training. And blood flow restriction training, we're going to do a whole video on it, but it is using elastic pneumatic bands to slow some of the blood flow back up from the extremities to the body, which sends a message to your brain like you're doing this killer workout, even when you're doing a very light workout. And you can see amazing strength gains and improvement in lean muscle mass by doing that. So make sure that you watch this series of videos so you can learn about that too. Oh, so many exciting things. Okay, well, let's summarize the things that we have talked about. Coach Josie, tell me again about those kind of goals I'm going to be setting.
SMART goals are important to have. It helps you adhere to your exercise program and be more successful with that. You want those to be specific, measurable, adjustable, action-oriented, realistic, time-sensitive, and self-determined.
Yes, very beautiful. And the other thing is to try and, as you're setting your goals, make sure it's doable and that it's fun. I mean, that having some kind of fun activity, that you can look forward to, makes it so much more likely that you're going to do the activity. And then make sure you're going to watch the next video, because we're going to talk about how to put good habits in place. And what about those big physical activity guidelines? Remind me there.
You want at least 150 to 300 minutes of moderate physical activity per week, or 75 minutes of vigorous physical activity.
Beautiful, beautiful. And, know that that's the goal. That's the moonshot. Right now, we're just trying to get you started. So it's the tiniest little step, and watch the next video. And we're going to talk about how to take that tiniest little step. So make sure you click like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next video. I'm Dr. Goggin from Possibility Doc, and this is Coach Josie
from Western Washington.
All right. And we are the Startup Sisters. We'll see you guys on the next video.